Hi there, my name's Henry.
And I'm Alan.
Welcome to this edition of WriterShite.net.
And this week we're going to be reviewing the new Lindsay Lohan movie, I Know Who Killed Me.
Well, Alan, what did you think in a nutshell?
In a nutshell, it was awful.
Yeah, it was agonizing. It was a painfully, brutally bad movie.
It was so badly acted, there was no plot, there was no connection between the scenes. It was supposed to be a serial killer type of movie.
Yeah. It fell down on all four legs as far as I'm concerned.
It was absolutely horrible. Go on, Henry.
Yeah, well, what the movie's about is this young woman who is kidnapped and brutal things are done to her. Some individual who has evil fantasies has engaged in a routine of removing her limbs, and she's eventually released from his clutches, and she has no memory of being captured and tortured by this individual.
Then she wakes up in the hospital,
yeah,
and her mum and dad come to see her, and they realise that she's not the daughter that they knew. It's someone else. It's exactly like her, looks exactly like her, but she wakes up in the hospital bed, and
she has the same DNA.
Yep, and she's claiming to be
a different person.
So the story kind of rumbles along, and it eventually ends up that she's got a twin sister.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen the twin sister thing so many times in movies. The twin brother or the twin sister that's doing the killing, or it's been cliched to death. So I can tell you that when I saw this movie, this particular film, within 30 minutes into the film, I knew exactly who the murderer is.
Don't tell them, though, right?
We're not going to tell you who it is, but it's easy for an amateur movie viewer such as ourselves or yourselves to figure it out.
I don't know for the life of me how this movie actually got to be in the mainstream theatres.
No,
the script was completely hideous. The acting was painful. It was so embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, the way we see it is, this was a tool for Lindsay Lohan to get modeling jobs.
It was a vehicle for Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, I mean, it'd save your money if you want to see Lindsay Lohan. You know, buy a magazine. But I mean, she frolics. There's one particular scene where she's a nude dancer.
Yeah, strip club.
Yeah. And it's just not worth the money, in my opinion.
Yeah, they could have done more with the movie, actually doing more of the plot, and the actual the person who is the serial killer in the end. They could have done more background behind him, couldn't they? They could have done more lead up of his little problems he has, and stuff, and how he ended up being like that.
He has a penchant for prostheses. Prosthetic limbs, and it's never explained why he has this particular hang-up. We don't know, and they say that he's a serial killer, but you say
he's only killed one person so far,
so it doesn't really make him a serial killer.
He's allegedly killed one person before Lindsay Lohan gets captured.
Yeah.
So, but in the last scene in the movie, where Lindsay Lohan's in the basement of the serial killer, there's all these prostheses hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah,
legs and
false
arms.
legs.
Yeah, false legs and stuff.
But it's never explained why he's into it.
I mean, it could have maybe did something in the movie, the plot, or the script that that he was a specialist.
Yeah.
Or he'd have prostheses himself.
Yeah.
Or that was his job. He was a surgeon during the day or something, and he wanted to take out his fantasies at night or whatever.
Yeah. Also, throughout the movie, they never explain why and how the Lindsay Lohan character gets kidnapped by him. He's a very unassuming fellow. He's like a Rick Moranis type, 5'1", bald head, spectacles. He's not your hulking Arnold Schwarzenegger, prison ex-con.
Like Kane?
Yeah, like Kane kind of thing. Yeah, so I mean, it was very unbelieving as to why this guy would be a serial.
He was the antithesis of Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah, very tame guy, very tame, like an accountant basically. Monty Python accountant. So I found the movie very painful. Also, what was the other thing we didn't like about the movie, Alan?
Okay, well, the thing that we didn't like was that when Lindsay Lohan got captured,
yes,
and she got all the brutal stuff done to her,
yeah,
it turns out that when she got the stuff done to her, it happened to her twins simultaneously.
Oh yeah, and that was almost comical because I mean, she loses a finger, the other one, her finger falls off like a broken sausage.
Yeah.
And then her leg gets removed, and the twins' leg gets
so
removed.
you can imagine like Lindsay Lohan's on the strapped to the gurney getting tortured. Okay, that's believable. But our twin sister's on the bus and suddenly her leg falls off.
It was almost like Monty Python stuff. I mean, we were thinking of all the piss takings you could do on this. I mean, if Lindsay Lohan throughout her life would have diarrhea, would her twin have diarrhea?
Yeah. Well, there was a funny bit in the movie where she tried to stitch her own finger back on. And it was all frostbitten because put this frozen ice on there, don't you? Frozen carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
So her hand got frostbitten, and then
no, but this is the twin who was sewing it back.
Exactly, the twin.
Yeah.
And then so I turned to Henry. It was all serious, all quiet in the movie theater, and I said, "I hope they don't sew it on back to front," you know.
Yeah. And then I said, "Well, what about if she sewed the finger on backwards, the nail joining the nail up, right, and have the grizzled part at the end?"
Yeah, because she was a piano player, so piano playing days were over then.
She'd have to be playing piano like this.
One hand like that, one hand like that.
So anyhow, it was quite a brutally, poorly done, poorly acted film. The plot was bad.
It was awful.
Save your money, Alan. How would you sum it up?
It was completely shite.
Yeah, definite shite.
Don't even waste your money on DVD. Just bypass it and go into something else.
Yeah, Lindsay Lohan needs to make her money from a day job, I think.
Boycott all her movies at all costs.
Writershite.net. Check it out.
Okay, it's supposed to be a movie on a serial killer who
oh, it's waffling.